This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with the final episode, or episodes, depending on how long it is, of Deathmark. In the last episode, we finished our last foray into it with Mashida, and we ran into Shu, who is being either poisoned or corrupted or whatever, but his anger took over and he tried to kill us, but we were able to knock him out and take him out to the hospital. However, these headaches are causing some major pain, unless I'm by myself. Interesting. And I feel like we're at the cusp at the very end. The intense headache has failed like it never was. This happened to me twice before. Hold on. Now I'm suspicious. I think back on the times when I had a headache. The first was when I went inside Masquerade with Damon and Banshee. Back then, I'm pretty sure to keep everyone together. But then I had a headache and Banshee up and disappeared. My next headache came the following morning. I was trying to get to go see Hero and Banshee, but in the end I wasn't able to. Then just now, I was going to the hospital with Shu and Mashida. ... I gazed at the entrance to Masquerade. You're the only one I want to see, sir. You do realize this is like a high school girl spirit talking to us like this, right? And however old our character is, so yeah. There's a creepiness factor to this whole thing. And the fact that she's basically nude under that coat. That's what Red Riding Hood said. I get it. I stare at the hotel as I can see through doors. I feel like I can see a red figure inside. One rainy night, a girl stood there wearing a red raincoat. Still waiting now for the one you respect so much. That headache always attacked when I was trying to stick with other people. If I stop trying and stay by myself like I am now, then it'll vanish like it was never there. I get it. Kiru, Banshee, and now Shu. I've got my friends all cut up in this. That's right. It's all my fault. Again. I'll come alone. So, do what you will. I go back inside Masquerade.
Sensei.
S. Sir. A voice calls from the darkness as if it was waiting for me. What are you telling me to do? You see the red thread of fate, right? The top floor is in the room of mass. The top floor? The sixth floor was listed on the guide, but it was impossible to reach. I'll be waiting. Red Riding Hood's figure melts silently into the elevator. As she does, the elevator's floor display begins blinking on and off erratically. The combination. You know it, don't you, sir? Her voice reverberates throughout the elevator. So she's telling me to go to her? But this combination, what in the world could it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the same combination I have in my luggage. Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick save really quick for no reason at all. Nope. No reason at all, just doing it just because I felt like I wanted to. Not that anything's gonna be happening, so nope. Anyway, I forgot if we had any. There's that. There's new stuff there. No? Okay. And everyone's out, so to the elevator. Gotta figure out this combination. Hopefully it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd like to see that, but the buttons are lit. The spirit vanished into the elevator. I must be able to use the elevator to get to the top floor then. And the floor display begins to blink on and off erratically. Is that some kind of hint? And that word she used, combination. I stare at the elevator buttons. Maybe I'm supposed to push these in a certain combination? If I press the floor buttons in a certain order, I might be able to get to the 6th floor. But what's the order? I've got no idea. I've got to think. There has to be a clue somewhere inside Masquerade. New info is added to the spirit file, the elevator puzzle. Actually, I want to read the... Hold on. Let's see. Let's read that first. The elevator puzzle. Red Riding Hood mentions the top floor, then disappears. Does she mean the 6th floor? But the buttons only go to the 5th. I suddenly remember the word combination. It could be that the buttons need a secret code to work. But what order should I press them in? I'm sure there's a clue in the hotel. There is a clue in the hotel. Remember when Banshee said something about the pictures of the women, or the masquerade wife? Apparently each floor has a timeline or whatever. So, if we want to get to the 6th floor, we choose 4. I push the button for the 4th floor. 4. I made a note of this earlier on, so I'd remember it later. So 2, 1, 5, and 3. Ta-da! I still wish it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would have made my joke a lot more meaningful. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the same combination on my luggage. The elevator door opens, and a musty stench greets me. But that's not all. This smell is blood. Bloody blood. So she's saying sensei, but sensei means master, doesn't it? So what? Man, whatever. Red Riding Hood's voice drifts on the wind. I've been waiting for you. No, I doubt my words will reach her, but I feel like I have to at least say it. I'm not the one you respect. I'm not the one you're waiting for. What, does she think I'm like a police officer or something like that? Dun, dun, dun. Liar. You always lie. Lying liars that do the lying things. I'm not lying. I'm not crying. I'm really not. Alright, calm down, lady. The scream splits the night. It's the same one I heard during the spider torture. Stop. Stop this. This won't accomplish anything. That's why this time I'm going to test you. Tell me the truth. Uh-oh. Ah! Well, you're quite lovely, but, you know, those are some nice boobs, but still, you're gonna eat me, aren't you? Question mark, exclamation point. Live or die. The final live or die of the game, for the most part. Countless spiders fly out of the darkness and start crawling over my body. A swarm of spiders keep coming. Swarm of spiders keep coming. That's the insect type. Well, they don't like vibration, so activate the massager. Dildo, go! I mean massager, go! Shit! I take the massager out of my bag and hold it against my body and hit the switch. This worked before. The spiders start acting strangely. They all scramble away. Safe. Red Riding Hood lets out a gusty sigh. Gusty. Glittering white threads fly through the air from her mouth. She's trying to use her spider silk. Use the wood horse head, scare some bat. Oh yeah, let's use the wood horse head. That's gotta be effective. I hold the horse head over mine as protection. Strangely enough, the threads seem drawn to it and only wrap around the horse head. I think it's because she got going for the head or something like that, or I don't know. You have a lovely pair of eyes and hanging boobs. Sorry, I can't help myself. Sir, who's in the wrong? I only did what was right. But that's for the Lotta's side. Villains go to hell. Divine punishment will come. That's for the Lotta's side. That's what she wants to hear, right? Red Riding Hood is staring at me. Sir, come with me. The only thing that matters is your life. see. How do you know a person's worth? Everyone has a family. Life isn't that cheap. How do you know a person's worth? Back off. You don't know me. You don't know me. I thumped my chest. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Red Riding Hood screams again. Then her maddening eyes glare at me. Oh, she just wants a kiss. Sir, how do I look to you? You're a kid, right? Kid spirits, extremely attractive. You're like a little sister to me. We met too late. I don't know. I'm scared. I got a scared boner. Okay, sorry.
What do you like about me?
I don't know. Your eyes. You got a lovely pair of eyes. Your honesty, your righteousness, your beauty. Your honesty. There, you're pretty honest about things. There you go. That's how you get a woman in bed, right? Woo! Alright, that was clearly the best choice. Clearly. Nothing can go wrong. Survived! Yay! We did it.
Kill the traitor together.
Red Riding Hood's figure wavers. Then... No, she didn't become red or white. Must be only one answer to this, clearly. Smashes through the window and off into the night. What? She buggered off! Question mark, exclamation point. It's like that one anime always tells us, when in danger and need to survive, you run away, little bitch! Or whatever. I forgot the exact line, but... Did she just jump? The bustling city can be heard out the window. I wipe my sweaty brow with my shirt sleeve. Something touches my cheek. Something's floating in the darkness. Thread? As I follow with my eyes, I realize that it's wrapped around my wrist. Uh-oh. Whoa! Something yanks me toward the window. I brace my legs and try to resist. But all in vain. Thrown out into the night sky. I scream as I plummet. No, I should be rushing towards the ground. Just as I give up all hope. Mashida! A strong jolt makes me look up. A man struggles to hold onto my arm, his teeth gritting with effort. You made it just in time, buddy. You stupid idiot. Mashida! Shut up and give me your other arm. Hurry up! Grab onto me! Take my hand! Take my hand! Oh! Right. He desperately tries to pull me up, and after what feels like an eternity of struggling, I make it over the ledge and tumble safely back into the hotel. The only sound that can be heard is our gasp for breath as we sit in the darkness. Why did you ignore my orders? Masha just spits words out between wheezes. Sorry. This isn't the time to be making excuses. I might be better off shutting up. Idiot! Try putting yourself in my shoes. Is she gone? I think so. I mean, we didn't really destroy her. She ran away, like a little punk. The window. I'm still trembling as I point to the broken window. She threw herself out of it. She might have been trying to take me with her. No, not you. That sir person. It's probably like a teacher or someone that was going to help her with that secretly, or was going to help her with secretly was one of the people doing this, and she got wrapped up in all that. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Can you walk? Let's go. Mashita slowly stands and looks at me. Nicely done. That wasn't bad work for an amateur like you. I've done it 5 times already. I'm a master at this. What? It stopped raining. The cool wind on my cheek hints at autumn. I'm going to drop by and see Damon. I'd like to see how the others are doing. Yeah. ... What? Hand me the car key. No, I can drive. Have you completely gone mad? Look at your hands. What do you mean? It's fine. I glanced down at them, only to suddenly realize they're still shaking. You just faced down a spirit. You can't drive in that condition. The choice made for me, I take the key out of my pocket and toss it to Mashita. Corner parking lot. Right. You rest here. His figure melts into the darkness. As I watch him go, I notice something down on the wet asphalt. It's... a dead spider. I lay there, legs curled up, almost as if it was desperately trying to hold on to something. ... Are you satisfied now? Let's go home. I gently pick the spider up. I wrap it into my handkerchief and put it in my pocket, then throw it in the garbage. No. I'm sorry, that was bad of me. I shouldn't have said that. Car ride back is a blur. I sat and let Mashita's voice wash over me like background radio noise. I remember wondering if Red Riding Hood might have stolen a part of my soul. Before the investigation today, Moe tipped us off on that testimony, remember? That helped me connect the dots. I realized a teacher was wrapped up in the case. A teacher from a school near the hotel was arrested for breaking the law. That's... what does that have to do with anything? There was an odd part in Aiko's testimony. They were scared they'd be reported, but nothing ever happened. In other words, Esko never went to the police after telling to the teacher, because the teacher was in on it. Or maybe more, she couldn't go. I frown as I try to put the pieces together. I think I'm too spaced out as it's not making sense. You'd never make it as a detective. Can't you just drop that? You don't plan on becoming one anyway. There's only one possible answer. This serve person Esko trusted so deeply was one of Masquerade's customers. What? What? I feel like I've been hit up on the side of the head, not with a pillow, more like a lead pipe. It's not that surprising. The one she sought salvation from ended up being a criminal. The definition of irony. Yeah, Alanis Morissette, you could actually look at the definition next time you make a song about it. No, that was like 20 years ago or something crap like that. Mashita glances out the window and chuckles dryly. The bitter sound fits both our moods. It was the teacher, Nomura, the one mentioned Aiko's testimony. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong voice. I saw the photo of him. He was thin, tall, the type popular with students. Well, I suppose. Typical, anime about like girl students and a male teacher, that type of situation. There's more of those than you realize, which is kind of creepy when you do it. He glances back at me through the mirror. You might say he wasn't too unlike you. Hey, now, I'm not a pedophile, or don't take advantage of women like that. Don't even lump me in with that same crowd. It's not funny. ... Mashita suddenly tosses a file at me. Those are the research results. Look them over if you want to know more. Results? I flip through the thick bundle of paper. They're a set of very well organized documents. It would have taken a lot of time to get this amount of information. Then it hits me. Wait a second. Mashita just said they connected the dots with the help of Moe's testimony, which means he knew all of this before we started our investigation tonight. You knew everything. I just said I put it all together when I heard the testimony, but I decided not to tell you just in case. Why? If I had known, I could have... What would you have done? His tone turns mocking as he laughs. You would have just sympathized too much and let down your guard. You should be grateful I didn't. Yeah, all you can do with spirits is just either destroy them or through salvation, whatever it is, beating their grudge, but, Mashita leaves me with the research file and heads to Damon's hospital. Now that I'm alone, I can't keep my 3 hospitalized friends out of my mind. But there's nothing I can do for them right now. I've done everything I can. I bolster myself with that information. I spread Masha's documents out on the table. I'm exhausted, but I feel like I need to go through them today. Who in the world was Red Riding Hood? If Masha was right, the truth should be right in front of me. New info is added to the Spirit Fall. Masha's report. And we could either end the game right here or read the report. So let's go and read the report. Yeah, it's kind of weird how the final battle of the game didn't even involve actually doing that one thing. We just did the save or die quotes, so you can technically use those during that conversation against her, but there's obviously, in this case, there's the right way to do it. But anyway, Masha's report. I faced Red Riding Hood on the 6th floor, where she had waited for me. I managed to drive her back, but she nearly takes me with her until Masha saves me the last second. He's furious with me for disobeying his orders. I've given his research file in the hotel. This is what it says. Esko tattling on her homeroom teacher Nomura about the job is what started it all. Nomura proposed to Esko that they gather evidence first, and they arranged to meet a masquerade that night. But the only thing waiting for Esko there was utter betrayal by the teacher she was in love with. It turned out that Nomura himself was one of the masquerade's customers. No one knows what exactly happened to Esko. She is found wandering the streets in her red raincoat and immediately admitted to a facility. Unfortunately, her mental state was too far gone already, and she committed suicide by throwing her from a 6-story floor window of the hospital. The night she died was cold and rainy, just like today. The report has info on Nomura as well. When he was arrested for other illegal activities, he ended up testifying against Masquerade as well. Having your partner wear all red was code that you were planning to use the deluxe suite of the hotel. That could be the reason Esko wore that red raincoat that night. Not long after the trial, Nomura apparently hung himself in jail. Too good for a douche like him, but whatever. Can't change the facts now, so. Alright, let's talk and end this tale. Let's see what our choices have resulted in. Chapter 6, Little Red Riding Hood. The end. Not a happy end, I might say to you. But an end nonetheless. And so the case surrounding Masquerade quietly comes to a close, leaving an invisible scar in that dark street. The lives lost there will never return, and neither will their trampled dignity. I lost something as well. Hiru, Banshee, and Shu's conditions worsened after that. They were immediately transferred to a larger hospital. Because of that, they narrowly escaped death, but their psyches will remain forever damaged. According to Damon, the chances of them ever recovering are very thin. To have this happen to people who are only trying to lend me a hand. Maybe it would have been better if I just died from that fall out of Masquerade's window. I struggle to get through each and every day. If this is Red Riding Hood's revenge, then I can admit that it's effective. A week later. I'm coming in. Masha suddenly shows up on my doorstep. Before I even open my mouth, he pulls out an envelope and tosses it on the table. I'm here to deliver this. It's your reward. Reward? What a joke. Rewarding for letting that happen to my friends? How should I know? The client asked me to do this, that's all. I did my job and handed it over. The rest is in your hands. Damn, what a pain. Masha turns and curses under his breath, but I can still hear everything he says. That's all you came for? No, there's one other thing. I learned something from this past case. And what's that? Something about you. You're suited for this work after all. That again? Sorry, but I'm done. No more. Just hear me out. There have been more mystery cases like Masquerades popping up lately. I thought it might be Mark related, but it seems like I was wrong. Well, all the Mark stuff's related to Mary, so he stops for a moment, then mutters, Yagyo, a monsters parade. Have you heard anything about it? A Yagyo? Yeah, sure, in ghost stories. But he's clearly asking about something that's happened in the real world. No, I haven't. That's so. I figured you of all people. Forget it. First he asks me, and then he tells me to forget it. He only cares about his own bottom line. Masha glances briefly at the sofa in the corner of the room. Might have known something. Yeah, except she was like a monster that tortured people for fun. I don't think we need her help. Sorry, but I can't. I just don't have the energy. I'm not saying right now. I'm sure Yusuke will wait until you're 100%. I'm not punishing you either. ... That's all I wanted to say. No, wait, I have one last bit of advice. Quit doing stuff like that.
Like what?
You picked up that dead spider, didn't you?
You saw?
Just out of the corner of my eye. That's why darkness follows you. Your ancestors probably had pity on her too. ... But I should just crush the spider? The living and the dead can't coexist. If you try to accept their feelings, you'll just end up getting pulled in. How do I want to end this? I'll keep that in mind. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Masha just snorts derisively, like usual. Give it some thought, even if you don't want it. The time may come one day. He leaves, closing the door behind him. That marks the end of the case and the end of chapter 1, one chapter in my story. But someday in the future, I can't help but think, that door will be thrown open again. I was about to say greetings and salutations again, but no, we're back here. I'd probably cut it abruptly after you saw the ending there, because that was, obviously, as you know, the bad end. And all it does is you save a clear file, and then it starts the game right back up again. So unless you turn off the game or whatever, you have to go through all of it. So I just decided to cut that and take you back here. So this time, we're going to do the good ending, where everyone survives. So, yeah, it wasn't obvious I was going to do that. And as far as I know, there's no... because after the end, it just goes to the end. They talk about extra content, but as far as I know, there's no extra chapters and no sequels to this game. So it's one of those things where I guess if it does well, maybe, or it might be Japan only or something like that. So, we'll see what happens. And I'll talk about some other things before the end. So this might be a slightly longer episode. But anyway, let's go ahead and do the ending again. We'll just do, basically it's the same thing as before, except, I mean, there's probably a combination of choices that maybe affect like how you get the bad or good ending. I just chose the answers I chose were the quickest way to get to that ending. So yeah, we're gonna get attacked by Spider Gal again. Spider Gal does whatever a Spider Gal can. She wants to get with the teacher because she's an influential girl character. Come on, she is the Spider Girl. Yeah, her tale unfortunately is the typical like young girl has hormones, sees a hot teacher, thinks she can get with him, you know, and you know, ethically that can't be right because I mean maybe if he wasn't the teacher of her anymore, maybe you could. But anyway, we're gonna do the. Okay, so basically what I did before is basically the same except for the third option where you tell her if she's attractive or not, because that's not the way you should. You shouldn't. Okay, I mean, ethics aside and whatever. The reason a lot of people have the whole issue with the teacher affecting a student is because it's a power issue. You know, it's like maybe they're generally loved, but because you're the adult and you're stronger than, or not stronger, but you're just mentally maybe more mature or whatever, you're basically kind of taking advantage of the kid. And so in most cases, it's best to wait until they mature a bit, or you're not in a position of power over them. Yeah, we met a little too late is the answer you want to get the proper ending for this. I think she acts the same even.
What do you like?
Yeah, it's the same. It's just, and I don't think the dialogue is any different after that. Because you only find out about. Yeah, you want to choose that. I mean, you could probably choose like your beauty to affect the bad ending as well. At least not give any obvious indication that's a different answer. At least not that I'm aware of anyway. At least I don't believe the ending's the same. Something touched my cheek, thread. Yeah, yanks me out. Okay, that's the same. Masha's there to save us, which I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, I knew he was gonna come and save us, but kind of need to have him pop up. But yeah, that's why the whole idea of the whole student-teacher relationship type of thing is a risky business. Like, even if it generally there is a love between the two, like generally there is, it's one of those things that's hard to accept because most people, you know, because of the dynamics between that situation. Same with like student and teacher, you know, guardian and guardee or whatever you want to call it. You know, boss and client. Or boss and like employee, you know, that's why there's usually rules against, you know, dating within the same job or whatever. So it's a complicated thing. There's definitely never a right answer, but there's a general opinion about that thing. But it's sad when her love was like smashed, and then she was tortured like that before she committed suicide because of what they did to her. So I think the same. Okay, we can do. That's the same. Then we go to the end here. Rest for today, and then we'll get the good ending, which I think the scene is basically the same for the most part, except for the lines of dialogue where it says the people who helped you survived. And so the case surrounding the masquerade quietly comes to close, leaving an invisible scar in that dark street. The lives lost there will never return, and neither will their trampled dignity. The only thing that saves that disaster is that my friends survived. Hiru, Banshee, and Shu all regained consciousness after that. They got out of it with no lasting symptoms and are recovering enough to go back to their lives. And with that, we platinum the game, if you care about that thing. Platinum or max achievement or whatever you want to call it. Or Steam achievement, whatever. Damon concluded that the afflicting inhibited the soul very much like the mark. In that case, maybe Red Riding Hood was finally released from that horrible nightmare. Just like the spirits that gave people the mark. If anything good came about because of this case, then that would be it. A week later, and then Mashita shows up, and obviously the dialogue's going to be slightly different because we're not all super disgusted. I'm coming in. I'll see. I'm going to swear him up in my mouth. He pulls out an envelope tossed on the table. It's your reward. Take it and get out of here. I didn't do it because I wanted a reward. How should I know? The client asked me to do this, that's all. Okay, I think that's the same on that part. Masha turns around, curses in her breath. That's all you came for? No, there's one other thing. I learned something from this case. What was that? Something about you work after all. Oh, yeah. Sorry, but no more. I think that might be it. Mark related. Starts from the mutters. Nope. That's the same. No, I haven't. That's so. Figured it. Asked me. She would have known, but you don't want to bring the doll back to life because she's creepy as fuck. Oh, maybe that's different. Masha agrees with the sofa in the corner. Might have known something. So you want my help? The old lady Yusuka seems to think you could do some good. I do too. ... And since we're not in a depressed mood, we're probably more responding to it. That's all I wanted to say. No, wait, I have one last bit of advice. And I think that's the thing about the taking the spider. Quit doing stuff like that. Like, what? You picked up that dead spider, you saw. That's why darkness falling. It's just by pity on them. Even so, Mashita might be right. But even so, if someone doesn't accept them, they'll stay like that forever. That's not something I want to bear. Mashita just snorts delightfully like usual. Give it some thought, even if you don't want it. The time may come. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things they leave it up for a sequel, but I really doubt. Usually only very extreme cases. Case for one day in my future, I can't help but think of the world. They, like I said, unless it's like an extremely popular or well done, like a visual novel like Fate or something like that, or the Dong and Papo or whatever you want to call that series, the one with the crazy bear and people die, or the 9 series, the 999 series, or like ones like that, then you're 9 times out of 10 you're probably not going to get a sequel to the game, because then again, in Japan, they release like stuff like that all the time, like visual novels, audio dramas, all this other stuff. Is it going to take me to the entrance again, or is it going to take me to the... I was going to want to show you the gallery, but is there any way to just Unfortunately, I don't think I know of a way of just straight up skipping it. Usually I have to go straight to the main menu, so... All right, I'll see you, because I want to talk briefly about the gallery real quick, so I'll see you in all in a second. All right, we're back. I just want to briefly talk about the gallery before we officially conclude this playthrough. And you can tell that you can tell that the lady on the booth was the more... Oh, no, I guess it shows the other spirits. I guess if you wait a while, it shows all the other ghosts and stuff with that, which is kind of neat. It shows the bee guy, the toll booth, or the phone booth girl. I think a couple others show up, but anyway, I just want to show the gallery. Yeah, you get all the events and everything like that there, like most. And since I 100%, I've got all of them. There is one thing I wanted to talk about, if I can find it. If it's here. Okay, the trial by spire, the things I want to show you. I read up about this after I basically initially knew the game was already over, so I wanted to see some details. These are censored scenes. So in the Japanese version, there's a completely different image here. And I think they changed it because they weren't sure if that turned to AO rating, because it shows the girl in almost with that sepulcher or whatever you call it, or sepulchum, what basically leaves your mouth open for surgery, but it's shown in a suggestive manner, so they've censored it. You can find it easily online, so it's not like it's hard to find the picture, because people from the Japanese version uploaded it. But yeah, basically shows the girl with her eyes covered and her mouth open, and then the next scene, this one's also censored well, because it actually shows what the spider looks like. It shows a human hand, her mouth open, the spider with the yellow and black circles around it shown too. I think that's the only censored image in this game. There might be some others, but that's pretty much it there. Ooh, creepy Mary. I like the art design a lot of on the monsters. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, it's creepy, but yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be ghosts, so they're supposed to be scary. They're supposed to be spooky, scary. And then I guess you could take a look at the spirits. I guess it just shows it popping up or something like that. Okay, that's cool. It shows the animation, so you get that as well. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about for the. Let's just show the image of Spider Girl before we leave. But yeah, just some last words. I enjoyed this visual novel. It's creepy, great music. I think the story flowed rather well. Interesting characters. Like I said, the only issue I had with it was the danger of it when you could just reset or go do the scene like right afterwards. Like there was no challenge in that, but it was supposed to be a story overall. It was just them adding that to be a gameplay feature to add something extra to it. So overall, if you like interesting stuff to have in your repertoire, keep the game. If not, send it back. It's hard to say. For the price point, maybe keep it at $19.99 because I think that's what it currently is. But brand new, it's like $50 or something like that. So, but anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this run through of the visual novel. This one, a little side note, this might finish before my other visual novel runs, because I think by this point I've decided to run this for my Halloween series, because it's a creepy atmosphere. It's the right time of year, so I'll probably end up having this finish. And then upload the rest of The World Is Ended after this. So my dialogue and the way I treat things might be different in that one, because in The World Is Ended, I'll have not beaten this yet, but in this one I've already done it, but it'll run through this all of October by this point. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you when the mail comes in.